Good morning, everyone. We are continuing here in the words of the Beis Halevi and his Maimer Bitachon, starting a new chapter, Yud Tes number 19, and the Beis Halevi is about to embark upon one of the famous questions that we have alluded to and asked a little bit as we're going along. But now the Beis Halevi is going to weigh in on this discussion over here and give us a Torah perspective of how to deal with the matter at hand. And the title of this chapter is called Kefi Chizuk Bitachon, according to one's strength in their own bitachon, in their trust that they have in Hashem, Tismayet Mimenu Hayegia, they will be able to limit the amount of effort and Hishtadlus that they have to put in. And this brings us into the discussion of, we spoke about very clearly, that a person is obligated to be mishtadel, to make efforts in order to bring in their parnasa, their livelihood and their sustenance. It's part of the curse that Adam Arishon received from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You cannot avoid it. It's there. It's a tax. It's something that Hashem says every person has to do. The question, of course, is how much hishtadlus, how much effort does a person have to make in the realm of parnasa and of livelihood? How much effort is a person going to be obligated to make for his daily needs, his weekly needs, his life needs? How much effort would a person have to make in the world of refuah, of health and the like? How much do we have to do? Is it constant hishtadlus? Is there going to be a balance between my bitachon, the way that I trust in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and the amount of effort that I have to put in? Is there considered to be the societal norms of hishtadlus? I got to do it, otherwise it's not proper. And even though that I'm B'teich B'Hashem, even though that I trust in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, nevertheless I go along with the society itself. What exactly is going to be this balance of bitachon versus hishtadlus? Says the Beis Halevi, Oid Zois Yavina Adam. Furthermore, a person needs to understand, Kim Yemayet Be'asakav V'Yischazek B'Bitachon. If a person will decrease and lessen his asakiv, his business dealings, he will cut back the hours from the office and from at work. He'll make one less deal than he normally would. And he strengthens himself in his bitachon. He says, I don't have to work so hard because HaKadosh Baruch Hu anyway is the one who's bringing all of my livelihood to my hands. So let me be B'teich B'Hashem, let me rely upon Hashem. And instead of going to the office from 9 to 5, I'm going in from 9 to 4 today. I'm cutting back by 1 hour and I trust that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will take care of the rest. The more that a person will lessen his business dealings and strengthen himself in his bitachon, so too that means that the yigiyah, the effort that a person is going to have to make, will be lessened as well. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu will prepare for him his needs, his sustenance, his livelihood, his parnasa, through an easy and a clean trade, an easy way for him to make his money, an easy way to get the parnasa moving, an easy way for the business to take off. Says the Beis Halevi over here, that if a person decides, I'm going to cut back on the hours of my work, and I'm going to be mechazik, I'm going to strengthen myself in the levels of bitachon, the levels that I trust in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, not only can I cut back on the business dealings, even the yigiyah, even the effort that I'm expending at the time when I am at work, even the effort that I'm putting in to making the money, even all of that hishtadlus, all of those efforts that I do, it could be less than it normally is. Because I recognize that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the one who is pulling all of the strings. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the one that's going to bring the money, whether I work very, very hard or I don't. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is taking care of everything. It doesn't mean to become an atzlan, to become a lazy person, and to come lackadaisical into work and barely do your job. It just means, does a person have to put in kol koiches, all of the effort that they need in order to make that money, says the Beis Halevi, no, you can save your energies for other things. You want to go work a day and then still come to Mincha Marav and daven like a mensch? If you wore yourself out at the office, it's very hard to daven at the end of the day. If you worked and you pushed your finger to the bone and then you come at night, you have a charusa, you have a study partner you learn with, you go to a shir, you want to learn Daf Yomi, you want to sleep through Daf Yomi, or you want to be awake during Daf Yomi. So a person that is overexerting themselves in the office, overexerting themselves out there in the field, pushing their limitations in the energy and the mental power that they use to be able to understand the deal and what they're doing, so that person is going to have a lot of difficulties in the other areas of his life of ruchnius, which is of course much more important than the gashmias, than the physical well-being and the welfare that they're going to have. And therefore, says the Beis Halevi, number one, if you're mechazik, if you strengthen yourself in your bitachon, and you say to yourself, I trust in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm not going to stop doing Hishtadlus. I'm not going to close the office forever and say, Hashem, you take care of everything. I'm certainly not holding on that madreg, on that level of bitachon. I understand that. But I can bargain, so to speak, with the Rebbeinu Shalom. I can make deals with Hashem that the more that I will be mechazik myself in my own personal levels of reliance on Hashem with my bitachon, it means automatically that my efforts and my time and the energy and the hishtadlus that I put into making a living, that automatically can begin to go down so that I can take my energies and my time and I can spend it in a wiser arena of learning, of doing mitzvahs, of being involved with chesed, of davening and the like. Says the Beis Halevi in his introduction over here to this particular chapter, this is what we're going to be discussing. We're going to be discussing how it works, this balance that a person is able to find, and they can even fine-tune as they go through life. They can recalibrate the levels of bitachon versus the hishtadlus that they do in order to be a person that's living each and every day with more bitachon and less hishtadlus, and still the money is going to come from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and He will take care of you. To be continued, be'ezus Hashem. Have a wonderful day.